Welcome everybody to the show. It's your boy Moon John with Nino, the mayor of college football, who is all over the place because it was a festive occasion that we had on our hands. Reaching Senior Bowl Day One is in the books, and we're here to break it all down for you. I'm joined with my guy Nino Brown, who was there live in Mobile, catching every rep, every pop, every standout. And today we're going to break down the Senior Bowl practices for day one, talk about some of the day one standouts, eye catching performances, and also get into more depth about what Nino saw specifically that stood out to him. You're tuning in to CFB Nation. And now, my God, what's up, bro? How's everything
What?
been? You're busiest man.
Hey, it was fun. The snow's
Yes.
gone.
Yep.
Mobile is sunny. Some people catching sunburns out there. It was 60 degrees. It was beautiful. Um, Seems some guys kind of rolling in late, but I will tell you one thing: the celebrities, quote unquote, the top echelons, Field Yates, Stephon Bell, Cooper Pettigone from 24/7. They're out there. There are a lot of big guys out there, a lot of scouts.
Yes,
Tomlin
sir.
was there with Arthur Smith. I saw Kalen DeBoer show up late in Milrow was there kind of right before the practice started. So
Yeah.
um, big names out there, but I think a lot of guys made big names in themselves today.
Make some
Nobody kind
money.
of just took over the day. Last year we had a
Yeah.
guy that kind of they made some money. I think the first 2 years that we did, I went down there and we did this. There's always a guy right off rip day one, kind of just like a quarterback that just kind of stood out. I didn't really see
Mhm.
that this day. But I think we'll kind of get to that as on.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Shout out to everybody that's joining and watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bells on so you never miss any time we go live or drop content for you, fresh new content. Special shout out to CFB Nation. Nino, the Senior Bowl is more than an all star game, it's a proving ground for draft hopefuls. Talk to people a little bit, big picture about what the Senior Bowl is and what's all the hype all about. Love the Maxim love. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out Toledo, big Toledo. I got a lag with Nino. He's currently at the hotel right now, and everybody and their parents are trying to use the Wi-Fi right now. So we might have some technical difficulties, but we appreciate y'all still thugging it out with us. So the Reese's Senior Bowl every year, it's a spectacle now, you know.
I think
Um
I'm back.
you Gucci,
Here you go.
you
Hope
good to
y'all can see
yeah, we're
me.
good to go. Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about the Senior Bowl and what makes it so special.
I think I'm back. Let me know if I'm back or not. I can't
You
tell.
good? Yeah, I see your pretty
I'm
face. Let's go.
okay.
Let's
I'm
go.
sorry
We
for
dodging
technical
Wi-Fi.
difficulties.
Yeah, we dodging Wi-Fi today, man. All right, so peep this. Um, Let us know what makes the Senior Bowl so special to you.
So it's just connections, relationships, seeing guys that I met year one, and now year three coming up to me talking like, "Hey, how's it going?" We're talking, just scouting, talking players, guys we like, who they like, and just talking shop, talk about getting the respect that you earn from your peers as you
Right.
go there year after year. Um, you know, you kind of get a little more respect for what Jim Nagy and Molly do every year. It's like Jim said in the press of it's a 6-man crew that
Yeah.
kind of runs all of it. 6 people
Mhm.
run that whole show. Get all those those players down there in contact with all the scouts. Amazing, absolutely amazing. It's just a special place. Like I said to someone before, this is the best place to be for football outside
Right.
of like the combine and the draft.
Shrine Bowl, man. Look, they keep sending me the stuff like we talked about the film. I might be a fan, you know. We love college all-star game season. So shout out to you if you are a college all-star game lover, because it's our time to shine, baby. It's our time to shine. Day one standouts and eye-popping performances. Nino Brown, who earned himself some money today. Talk to me.
Ah, well, the big fella out of Kentucky, Dylan Walker. I mean, he was a dominant force. He was 6'7", 300 like 40 plus pounds, absolute behemoth of a man. And he just was dominant online. He did have one rep though, where Willie Lampkin.
He got up under his chest, man.
I'm just saying he got
5'10" of him.
He got the better of him in that rep, but for the most part that day, Walker in day one was absolutely dominant. Another guy I really liked was RJ Oben out of Notre Dame. Early in practices, dude had he was like a firecracker, constantly just making offensive linemen pissed off. I mean, and that's what his job was. Not to sound like a homer, but love seeing Donovan Ezeiruaku just kind of get after it, getting early reps. These small school guys, quote unquote, him, Mike Green, having good days, against big school guys and dominating.
Right.
The trench warfare was great. There was a couple of offensive linemen that really made it back. Sacramento State's Jackson Slater, dude. You don't want to talk about a small school guy. This guy is quick on the line, very physical. He was pissing defensive linemen off. Gentlemen, did I lose you? Am I back?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Keep cooking.
Okay. I believe it was Zabel, North Dakota State.
Yeah, North Dakota State.
He was just like very, very aggressive and has a unique arm. He kind of grabbed hold of the arm. He drove him around. Everything was pushed to the outside. So both of those guys like really, really cooked today in day one. I hope I'm not having technical difficulties. And you guys,
it's going in and out, well. But you cooking right now, giving us gems. You're giving us gems. Let's talk about
your
guy. Yeah, I can hear you. Let's talk about Donovan. He's kind of undersized at 6'2", but his 34-inch arms give him some surprising length. We also have the Oregon offensive tackle Josh Conerly Jr., who was a monster today. Let me know what you saw from your guy BC Donovan, and also from Josh in the trenches.
Talk to me. I had to switch it up. I think I'm better now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I see your pretty face. Yes, let's go.
All right. Now talk to me. Who you want to talk about?
All right, so let's start with Donovan Ezeiruaku. Undersized at 6'2", 34-inch arms, surprising length. Like, how did you see deeper than just being a BC guy? Like, what did you see?
I saw first early reps. This dude was quick, boom, off the line, winning. First 3 reps, he was a winner. He did get, there was some reps where he got beat. It was a couple reps where he got stood straight up. He tried to do a spin move. I forget who it was, and did double spin move and didn't really go anywhere. Right. But like I said, early on, him and Green, both smaller school guys, that put up big numbers. People are like, well, who are they going against? I'm kind of an advocate against that. But if you dominate, put up the numbers, and then dominate your smaller school area, I mean, it's what are you going to do? You can't knock it. It's right. Legitimate. And both of those guys performed today. Ezeiruaku won a lot. Like I said, he did get stood up twice towards the end. Green did well, and they had him on both sides. He was rotating. Yeah. So I think both of those gentlemen kind of rose their stock. I think they will continue to raise their stock with good performances.
I saw Marcus Simbaugh got sent packing by Mike Green.
Yeah. Aeneas Peoples ran a gentleman over, like literally ran right over him. Pebbles, I believe, is not. I said Peoples. Pebbles. He dude, put him on the ground, ran him over in like literally 2 seconds. I think he got injured in the practice. Didn't play all of day one, but dude, he was physical. He was angry early on for Virginia Tech. So I like to see what happens with him if he comes out tomorrow, or if they give him a lighter day.
Do you think that his disruption is going to continue?
I would hope so. I mean, he was just a force an absolute force.
Yeah. Blowing up back-to-back plays and team drills, disruptive all day in the run game. We love to
Absolutely.
see it. We talked about Deion Walker. Did you get a chance to see Omar Norman a lot from Tennessee?
I didn't get to see Norman Law. I'm gonna try to catch some of him tomorrow. It's just hard to catch them all at once. So like once I get
Yeah.
into certain groups, I kind of just go with that route. But
Mhm.
a lot of good buzz about him. I did hear his name while I was walking through the crowd. Everybody was talking about him. I didn't get a chance to see him. I do know that he's quick laterally. You know what I mean? But I didn't get to see him. With
I
my
think
eyes.
he left early with the potential injury, so we got to just pay attention to him and what he does. North Dakota State, you mentioned it when we got cut off. Gray Zabel.
Listen, aggressive. Very aggressive off the start. Kind of had these, defensive linemen second guessing themselves. Like, whoa, what's going on? Like, he was in their face before they could get to them. You know what I mean? Both of the guys that I wanted to highlight on the offensive line were super, super, super aggressive. I want to know if they can continue that tomorrow because
The patch.
some of these guys are gonna want to, trying to get the better. They caught L's. They weren't expecting these small school guys to kind of have their way with them. And I think they're going to try to bring out the full arsenal tomorrow and win. But listen, they're aggressive, throws guys off their game. Now you got to now it's not so much a physical thing. Now you got it mentally. So they're mentally messing up these defensive linemen. And like they're strong. They can move around. They're quick. For big gentlemen on the line, they have good fluidity in the hips and like their footwork. Like I said, very aggressive, good arm placement on both of those gentlemen.
Yeah, I love that. Shout out Cody Mott, small school.
Yeah, hey,
Successful
you
in
know
the
what I'm
league, by
saying?
the way. You can make some money in the Senior Bowl. You really can. Let's get into some more of your day one standouts. Any other guys that like just caught your eye?
Well, I mean, I heard from a lot of people going in, probably not going to be a guy that's going to get drafted high. Probably not going to be a dude in the NFL.
Talking about
Ted
Tez Johnson.
right? I think I spoke with both sides. I think 3 gentlemen totally in entirety of the NFL have been drafted at 160 pounds. And I don't know how the longevity of their careers were. But I don't know if any of those gentlemen had the lateral quickness, the twitch. I call it escapability. Like you think you got him, then he just kind of like sidesteps. You know what I mean? Euro steps out and and pushes out. I mean, the dude could like bursts after a Euro step or a jump step.
Mm.
I said to you in the green room, he gave me a lot of the Tank Dell vibes of was cooking everybody. But the quarterback play wasn't good enough day one where he didn't get the oohs and the odds because he wasn't making these crazy catches. I watched him undress 3 or 4 DBs right there on the field. And if the ball was placed, he would be getting way more talk about Senior Bowl day one. And he's getting a lot of talk just on how crisp his routes was. If he was catching those balls, man, I don't care if he's 160, 145, 245. Dude's got it.
How did you like his releases off the line of scrimmage?
Instant. Like when I talk about Euro step, like boom, and then he'll give you the 2-step, and then sell you on the ins cut. Boom, is the outside, and automatically your hips going this way, his hips going the other way, and he's already got you beat. You can't recover. It's hard to recover on how quick and how explosive he is off the line.
When you talk about like Tez, they always talk about receivers getting to the top of their route. What do you do at the top of your route? Can you extend, break off? Like, what did you notice at the top of your route when on those passes, even though they didn't get completed?
Oh, he was cooked. He had separation, and when it was tight, he was able to get just enough separation to where if the ball was placed right, he had it. Like, he sells it with the shake. You know what I mean? And he has good hip movement where he can plant, cut. You know what I mean? And get that just the slightest separation. When it's tight at the top route, if necessary, most of the time the top route with his speed and his list, he's already got space.
Yeah, he already got space. It's cooking. But I get what you mean as far as the Tank Dell-esque where nobody can cover you. The Lad McConkey type vibes, and nobody can cover you one-on-one. But it's quarterback play. It comes down to quarterback.
Gabriel was good. Yeah. Okay. was good for Dylan Gabriel. He was efficient in the short intermediate game, which is what Dylan Gabriel excels at, right? Obviously, the Oregon scheme fit him perfectly this year. He was probably the better quarterbacks. The gentleman, I am going to mess his name up, but the gentleman from Canada, he probably had the strongest arm, the livest arm. But he does have
He has a weird release, like you told
yeah,
me.
kind of high, kind of like a high release. It's odd. I got to look at it a little bit more tomorrow, but the catches, you could hear him popping. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he got that spin on the ball. Yeah, I mean, if Tez could have got a couple more receptions, I think we'd be talking a lot more in the separation from the pack. Another guy who didn't get the receptions that I thought worked the field well, field general, was always getting separation, especially at the line of scrimmage. Kyle Williams, Washington
Come
State.
on. Come
I mean,
on.
this kid had a couple of good receptions. They won,
Mhm.
but like early on in the practice, he was cutting them up and they just weren't hitting him. I think Kyle Williams got himself some money
Riser.
in day one. I think he's going to continue to get that bag a little bit bigger as the days go on, especially in the 7-on-7s. Like
Yeah.
everybody wants to see him in the 1-on-1s, but in the team drills and the 7-on-7s, he was moving. They had him on both sides of the field. He was, he's a guy to watch out for going forward the next 2 days.
Dylan Gabriel layered his passes great today. But that's really that Dylan Gabriel esque. And I feel like, could we be the media be kind of like bored with it because we see it so much, and because it's at that level and he's above like where the rest, because we're gonna talk about Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe in a second. But the fact that he can layer his passes, even though he is shorter, the fact that he can be decisive and put the ball in certain windows, how much is this whole evaluation process going to impact Dylan Gabriel, in your opinion?
I think the main thing in this whole evaluation process is going to be as we get later on in this Senior Bowl week and then in the game is under center.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know what he's good at, right? Which is everything you just mentioned. Yeah, he can throw the deep ball. Sometimes it's not as accurate as we would like it to be. But them reps on the center, them snaps on the center, being a short quarterback, right? Can you handle that at the next level when the linemen are much bigger? When the defensive linemen and these safeties coming at you are bigger than you? How are you going to be able to handle that? How are you going to be able to control yourself? And are you going to get stuffed? Are you going to first instinct you're going to be run and go? Like, because we've seen a gentleman in Indianapolis who's big, who can play under center, maybe not well, but
He
can play
still
under
has
center,
to run
and
and go.
he's not doing very well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I've always said this. Me and KT have had many discussions about Dylan Gabriel. He has a good game. He can be a great manager. He could have that Bo Nix-esque type, career, but he could also shit his pants and be a QB3 and be, no disrespect, be a Spencer Rattler where you get to start a couple of games due to injury or whatever it may be, but you're not the guy. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about some other guys in the quarterback room. Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, we can combine them.
Okay.
I could say that today's was kind of underwhelming for them, just mainly when it comes to footwork and accuracy. But what did you see when you were out there from Dart and Milroe?
Well, we'll start with Milroe. For me, Milroe it's the same thing we kind of talked about all year. The passes. I mean, I just posted one on the Twitter before we went live of up and style getting in there and breaking it up. I mean, the throw was late. He had him earlier in the cut on the route. If he had thrown at the top of the cut, he probably would have been a completion. But he gave Stout enough time to come back and break up on the ball. A lot of his throws happen to be that way. He's got to get comfortable sitting in that pocket. He's got to get comfortable not just being, the running guy. Yes, we're hearing all this talk, his athleticism and what his potential could be, and could he be that guy that sneaks into the late first round if he can stack a good Senior Bowl and a good combine. And questions that I got from most of the people I talked about Milroe in Mobile today was, why did he come out? Why come out? You know what I mean? I would like to see him in Kalen DeBoer's system one more year. Well, here's my thing, and this is why I think he came out. I think this class is that strong.
It's not.
There's not a unanimous number one. I think Cam Waters is the one, but the consensus kind of shifts
Things should
around to
be.
three different guys.
Mhm.
And there's a chance where, we heard Anthony Richardson was a project quarterback, yet he still went 4
Mhm.
and started year one. I'm not
Yeah.
saying Van Miller is going to start year one, but teams get aggressive. I was talking to Mike today from Dynasty Dogs, and I think that a perfect world, late second, third round, Philadelphia, who has the option to take him as a backup, groom him under his boy, right?
Hey,
And
you have no debate
it
for me.
seems like a layup, but
Yeah.
what does Philly do? Philly has the option to do this stuff because they draft so well, and Howie Roseman is a god when it comes to free agency in the draft, right? He's phenomenal. That would be the perfect landing spot. I think Milroe needs that year and a half to kind of grow. It's the pass game. He can run, but we also need him to develop the ball, be more accurate. I need them tight window throws. When we start talking tight windows, I need to see that from Jackson Dart.
Let's talk about him. We talk about like measurables. When you saw his measurables, what was the first thing that popped up to you?
It doesn't really
I
scare
saw the
me.
hand size.
It's not. He's got small hands, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what you're trying to get at? Is he got small
People gonna
hands?
be that's the post of what's going on X right now.
You know what I'm saying? Who cares? I don't really
Yeah.
care if he can throw a ball. Did Jackson Dart have fumble issues? In 4 years of college football,
Yeah,
no. Why do we
crying
give a
issues.
shit that he has small hands? Not everybody's going to be Kenny Pickett. And even Kenny Pickett
Right.
didn't really have fumble issues when he went to the next level. He had mental issues. He couldn't throw the ball in the right spot. So, Jackson Dart, his issues today were footwork. In the
Yes.
pocket, he was skittish. I think that was more nerves. I think he'll get better tomorrow. And as days go, look at Spencer Rattler. Day one, he was kind of like the cusp
Shaky.
quarterback. He was okay, not the greatest. Day 2 and 3, crushed everybody, right?
Going up, yeah.
MVP in the game the following day. So I think Jackson Dart's going to be fine. I honestly think Jackson Dart's that quarterback that sneaks into the first round. I know Dino's been pounding the table on it. A lot of things about Jackson Dart this year over the past 3 years that I saw get better was he used to be, when it came to big time plays, deep throws downfield, the turnover worthy play would skyrocket, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of lowered that down this year. His average depth of target went up the last 2 seasons, but the turnover worthy plays and the amount of
Went down.
interceptions he made went down. To me, that's enormous. That speaks volumes
It's
for a
the
guy that's
mental too.
understanding his issue, getting better at it, working at it, and understanding, all right, this is what I got to do, and then dominating at it. I mean, the only thing was, yes, he plays in the SEC. They didn't have to make a lot of throws where he was like, tight windows over a line. A lot of his throws were in space or deep downfield.
Right.
I need to see those short and intermediate routes in between the hash where you got to put in a keyhole between the linebacker's hands. You got a safety over the top. You only have a spot to put it. I need to see that here, especially against the top dogs.
Right. Hopefully we get that on day 2 and 3. So shout out to everybody that's watching. Tune in to CFB Nation Day 1 recap. Join with Nino Brown. I'm Moon. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Shout out to the people that's watching on Twitter and also on YouTube right now. Let's go rapid fire, Nino.
Okay.
All right. Intensity check. The national team has some energy. The American team, not so much. I heard that they cut off the music mid practice. What was your vibe check for intensity for both squads?
Another thing I talked to a couple guys about, I felt like the way they came out coaching, the American team and national team was totally different. Just like the style and how they set it up. National team got into special teams punt formation twice. I don't know why. It was kind of odd. I feel like American team, when they came in the second round, they had that fire on them. I mean, they were waiting, bro. They've been waiting. You know what I mean? I felt like they had a little more hunger in them. There was more people there. The juice was packed, right? And then they came out right away with high intensity trench warfare. Everybody was jammed around the corner. And then we had a lot of good, I'll kind of get into it, a lot of good running back receiving drills where there was a lot of oohs and ahs in the second half of practices. There was a couple of guys I think got some interest, and there was a gentleman that a lot of people didn't know who he was. They might know who he is now.
We know who the guy is. We know who he is. Let's talk about some fiery reps. It's reported that Iowa defensive tackle Yaya Black and West Virginia offensive lineman Wyatt Mullum had to be separated after a scuffle today. Talk to me more about what happened, bro.
Coaches will do like no. 2 or 3 coaches got in the middle of it. A lot of yapping. Other guys, it was kind of nice to see the camaraderie day one, because when they got into it, a couple other guys came in and they were like chirping as well. So all in good banter. Nobody's out there throwing fists but it was
it
was the fire. Everybody's trying to perform. Everyone wants do the best under the lights. Vincent, bro, you want to talk about it? Listen, this guy,
Alabama A&M.
Yeah, bro. This guy,
talker of the day award. Does it go to Carson?
He may get trash talker of the day award, but he might get teammate of the day award because, like, he was talking up his whole line, right? He was talking about his whole squad. I saw an interview after the thing, and he was like, "Yo, everybody might be he had a great day. He was dominant. He said, this is a Carson Wentz day. This is what I do, boy. I love it. That's confidence and swag on a million. Every rep that he won, it was like the Ultimate Warrior. Like, he was just, you knew he won, and he let everybody else know that he won. You know what I mean? He did not look like a small school kid. He didn't look like he looked like he played in the SEC. He's a big man. Right? His measurables go off the charts. He's another one of them 6'6", 6'7" gentlemen. Yo, this guy can stack a couple more these days. Watch out.
Alabama A&M. Shout out. Nino. Rapid fire last one. And I know you can go. You got a lot of players in your mind right now. 1-on-1 battles. Who stood out the most during these drill sessions?
I'll run it quick. Caleb Rogers, offensive lineman, Texas Tech. Call him a mountain, bro. I didn't really see that guy move back at all. And if he did move back, he kind of put all the pressure to the outside. I think he had a dominant day. I don't think really anybody's really kind of talking about him. I think because he's small, 2 guys kind of blew up. But I think he's the guy that we need to watch out for going forward, because he was really, really good. Another guy we really talk about, Terrence Ferguson. And these one-on-ones, Terrence Ferguson and Elijah Arroyo, those 2 tight ends were cutting them in route running good, short, crisp routes, and didn't drop a damn thing. I watched Elijah Arroyo spin Kendra Jackson around twice in the same route, dude. Like, he undressed them. And I love Jackson's game, but Arroyo got the best of him. He looked fluid the whole day. A lot of people talked about Arroyo as I was walking through, saying this gentleman made himself some money. There was a reason why Cam Ward liked him this season, right?
He got overlooked because we got all the other star power and everything. So,
but he can block, he can play in line, he can chip and drive. He's a good short and intermediate receiver. He can work the boundary. He's a dude. I think those guys in the one-on-ones did well. We mentioned already Tez, Kyle Williams, and one-on-ones. B. Hall, Cone, Western Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, boy got hops. Plays well in the press. In the 7-on-7s, really? He did really, really well. In the one-on-ones, I posted a video. My man dropped back, got up there to go and get one. Again, another guy people aren't really knowing about because it's Western Michigan, but he's a dude I want to look for going forward. I think he's going to have a really good Senior Bowl next 2 days.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Let's talk about some of the trending topics in position battles. I'm gonna give you a player. You can go into depth about like what are you thinking, your thought process is right now, heading into day 2 and 3. Trey Amos, Ole Miss winner.
Lockdown, bro. He's the best lockdown DB in Mobile, and you can book me on it.
I believe you. Long, physical, multiple strong reps and one-on-one.
I call him the Caribbean, bro. He's hooked to you. Like you're going mountain climbing. He's hooked to your hip like Caribbean, bro. You ain't getting away from him. And if he wants to let you get space, he's got enough speed to click and close. No T-stepping. I hate that shit. I was talking to a lot of people about it today. I do not like DBs. And I know why they do, the T-step due to AstroTurf so you don't blow out Achilles. I get it. But it slows them down. I want that bicycle step. I want you to just boom, 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 and then you just push in and excel and blast off.
Yeah.
Amos, bicycle. Love it.
Got it. Walter Nolan, an Ole Miss defensive tackle.
A freak of nature. For a man of that size, he should not be that explosive off the line of scrimmage. My man will tear you down before you can even get up off the hike. He is an absolute freak. His first initial step is so explosive. I hate to put this out there because he is the GOAT, okay? But Pittsburgh version of Aaron Donald. Not the NFL version of the explosiveness, not the whole package, but his explosiveness off that hike, off that initial step. God damn, he's a grown man among boys.
Would you say that, we talk about every year, there's those guys that just look the part? He would be one of those that fit the list, right?
Listen, he was talking shit, absolutely talking shit to coaches because in the drills we had to knock the ball away, right? He was smashing and coaches were double arming and not even landing him. So he knew he's him, and he was letting everybody else know he was him.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Ducks, man. Oregon. Jeffrey Bossa, Oregon linebacker. What'd you see from Jeffrey?
Dude, there's speed. And I'll tell you something. Right now. He could be in the top 3 for trash talker. Because every time he was out there in reps against RBs and when it comes to receiving drills and they didn't catch the ball, he was able to knock it down and beat in tight coverage. He was waving the finger, John Cena, and you can't see me out there. He let them know, but they all saw him. You got that shiny silver helmet and he's flying around at 20+ miles an hour. You can't miss him.
Right. RJ Harvey, how did he impress in pass blocking drills today?
So I had Harvey kind of lower on my Senior Bowl list for the running backs. He was kind of middle of the pack, a little bit lower. But I was surprised with how good of a pad level he carried in those drills. He was really good coming out of the line of scrimmage, just pad level, and he had a little shake to him. What really impressed me was his hands in the receiving drills, man. He had 2 receptions. I think he called it one-handed. He got good separation. He got better separation, I thought, than Devin Neal, which was surprising to me.
Wow.
In the past game.
Yeah, that is surprising. Let's stay on the running back tip. Rashard Smith, former Miami wide receiver turned running back. Was he out there cooking today? You're giving me the ball.
Bro,
just cooking.
The very first rep in receiving, he started lifting linebacker, standing still. Planted him. Every rep came out of the hole where he had some kind of space. He was cooking. You could see the wide receiver in the vision, right? You seen that in his game. Did very well. Good shake to him. Good explosive to him. And obviously we know the hands are there. Something I'm gonna watch the rest of the Senior Bowl with Smith is how he does with picking up the blitz.
We definitely need to see that.
I need him to be more of a Tony Pollard back at the next level.
I see what you mean. That's a great analogy. All right, we wrapping it up, man. Closing thoughts, and we're going to talk about day 2 preview. But before we do, special shout out to CFB Nation. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss whenever we upload or go live. Mr. Nino Brown, biggest surprises from day 1. Who rose the most in draft stock, and who disappointed?
I'm going to give you 1 and 1. I think the guy who rose his draft stock the most is the guy nobody really even knew about. And I think he's going to continue to rise. Delaware running back Marcus Yarns. I said to Ray Q and his boys, I'm like, this dude has got sub 4.3 speed. He's fast and he can cook. I said, he reminds me a little bit like a Darren Sproles, but a little bit bigger guy. And they're like, oh, yeah, really? Dude, as soon as I said it was his rep both times. Undressed the DB, undressed the linebacker. Just woo! You heard the woos and the wahs. Everybody was like, "Oh, who is that? Oh, that's not a Michigan helmet. Oh, I thought that was Michigan. No, it's Delaware. Go Hens, baby." I think Yerns got up there. You want to talk about small school? Nobody really knew about this man. Popped again. Vyson is another one. Popped from a small school. I mean, small school, big man, big money.
Yeah, you remember last year when Davis from I think South Dakota.
Yes.
Jack, is your guy faster than Davis?
Oh yeah.
It's by a wide margin too.
Yarns might be the fastest guy there.
Sheesh.
I'm dead ass, bro. He hasn't even had to get shown his full potential. I think he might be the fastest guy in Mobile.
We're gonna be looking at them Zebra Technologies tunnels. So, who disappointed to you on day one?
I say his name wrong. Tyler Shuck, whatever
So,
you want to call him. He threw somewhat of a live ball. His pocket presence wasn't really good. Wasn't didn't jump off this, when I was watching at the field. It wasn't something that was like, ooh, really good. He kind of like struggled. Maybe he was nervous a little bit, kind of like Dot was, but he kind of was a disappointment to me. Who else was a disappointment?
was it with Shuck? Was it just overall? Was it his command too? Like in the huddle, was it all of that? Or was it like all encompassing, or was it just his footwork, accuracy?
I mean, his cadence could have been. I didn't really hear him as loud as some of the other guys there. Again, they're not really talking as much. It's most of the coaches calling out the huts and everything. He might just check here and there just to get guys going. But it's the delivery, hitting guys. There was a couple times there were guys open where if he just threw a better ball,
Could have been.
him and the receiver would have been getting a lot more love. Who else? This one hurts. Okay, this one hurts.
What are you about to tell me, bro?
Number 44 out of Bowling Green.
No way, not Harold Fannin. You taught me earlier talking about this, man.
I had him as my tight end 1, and off day 1's performance, I might have to reconsider. They didn't do him bad, but he is a big upper bodied guy.
So the consensus was that most people that you talked to today in Mobile, they said that he is not the tight end 1. More so, if anything in the league, he would probably project to a slot wide receiver and or H-back.
Yeah. I brought up the Kyle Pitts analogy, maybe, comparison, and I got the not as athletic, can't block. He is a liability on line of scrimmage. So at the next level, where they're bigger, stronger, faster, that could be a problem. And the example that got brought up to me by John Vogel, who legitimate dude, was Jaheim Bell. How good was Jaheim Bell? How good was he at South Carolina and Florida State? Right, he was a dude. They used him as a Swiss Army knife. He had the same athleticism as Harold Fanning. Right, great hands, can be used in the backfield, and couldn't sniff the field in New England, who needed playmakers. Right, and he just can't get it done. Maybe somewhere in between Pitts and Bell, hopefully. But he didn't really have a wow day 1 by any means.
The weight coming in heavy, like how much of an impact do you think that's having right now on his buzz? Because I feel like he's probably taking the biggest hit of anybody right now out of all the guys.
Well, it's going to show you how strong of a football player he really is, with obviously, all the stuff going around. You were at the pinnacle coming in, and now you're hearing a lot of negativity going into day 1 of it. So that we'll see. It's going to be a testament to see how strong of a player he is,
Right.
But another thing I thought was pretty interesting before he closes out, Damian Martinez stated that he never played above 230, ever.
What? It don't look like that on
He
film.
stated in an interview post-game to a gentleman, I think it was at the Draft Network, he never played football over the weight of 230. So the 241 at Oregon State and the 237 or 236 at Miami, there's a bunch of BS.
They doctored it up for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Day 2. Who needs to step up with the full pads coming on? Nino.
Every single quarterback needs to step up. I need to see more out of Ollie Gordon and Damian Martinez. I need to see more out of Jack Kaiser. Very vocal, right? He was out there leading the linebackers. Wasn't wrapping up, wasn't really driving these running backs back in drill. So I want to see more out of Jack Kaiser.
My man just came off of a natty. Like,
don't show up then.
Natty.
Don't show up then.
He was only one of 3 people from Notre Dame that showed up. Like,
Riley Leonard was there. He looked good.
Yeah, he did.
He was throwing the ball crisp.
Oh, man.
I
hear you.
I want to see Ty Felton. He played good. Had some good. I want to see him stack another one. All right. He was
Okay.
kind of in that middle area. Like there was some good, there was some bad. The bad was I don't know necessarily was his fault, but there was sometimes he was kind of tied up. I like to see a little more of him. Both of those Virginia Tech wide receivers, I like to see a little bit more out of them.
What about
Ollie
your guy
Gordon and Devin
Royals?
Neal. I need to see a little bit more out of them as well.
What about your guy Royals from Utah State?
Good day. Had a really good day. Very good. I seen him win. I want to say 90% of his routes was a 7-on-7, all the 1-on-1s, but
That's
not all the
amazing.
balls were there.
Yeah, that seems like it's going to be a constant theme where every year
Mhm.
for Super Bowl, we're dealing with a quarterback play that's just shaky. Last but not least, I know you probably got some other names that you want to mention, but let's talk about the interviews real quick. You got a chance to interview multiple prospects today. Talk about some of the standout moments for you in that interview process. And how was that for you?
I got to interview a few people. Pritchett, obviously, South Alabama, so that was cool playing on his home field. Upton Stout, we got Billy Bowman. I know that's Boomer's guy, so it was nice. But for me, it was the first interview I got, and that was Hodge Shapiro, offensive lineman at Boston College. Covering him all year, getting down there. He did well. He didn't have an absolutely great day, but he did well. And I heard a couple guys saying he's a draftable offensive lineman, and he's not going in like the 7th or 6th round. So that was nice to hear. But he's excited to get that battle against Donovan. He wants that battle bad, and I think that's going to be something special.
Yeah, I can't wait for that because they know each other.
Right. They battled in practice, but they never really got to get at it in the game and in those heavy duty moments in those practices where you need to make a name for yourself. It's no taking it off because it's all you got right now. I think that's going to be something special to watch.
What are you looking forward to the most for tomorrow?
For me, for tomorrow, I want to see one of these DB safeties pull away. Be that guy, because I feel like they're still all in this big package. I didn't see any Riley Mosses, right? I watched Castro from Iowa get cooked twice. So I want to see these guys in this DB safety room. I want to see him start to pull it. Upton Style had a good day, but I don't know if I put him as the top guy. You know what I'm saying? I need to see someone, maybe it's one safety, one DB, kind of separate themselves from everybody else.
Right. Jim Nagy. You saw Nagy when he was down there today?
I saw him, but that dude,
he always
shakes more hands than Donald Trump.
Facts. Got some competition, my guy. Anybody else that didn't make the show list today, but you got on the top of your head?
I just wanted to say before we close it out, it's crazy how many ESPN guys are there. How many? Andrew Siciliano was there. Who's the NFL guy there that does all the notifications? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Ian Rappaport.
He was there. You know what I'm saying? You had the big and they were all on field. So now it's becoming more and more. This is growing bigger and bigger. You're getting a lot of these guys, a lot of these coaches coming in last minute. Like I said, Kalen DeBoer came in right before Jalen Monroe took the field. A lot of coaches, a lot of NFL scouts are there. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, and it's special, because now these little guys like me, I also get to rub shoulders with these guys.
Right. I saw you talking to Coach Tomlin earlier today.
Yeah. I asked him, how everything's going. He's feeling great, and he's out there. They're gonna tell you the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Trench war.
Hog heaven. Hog heaven right now, dealing with all the trench warfare going on. I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh takes another offensive line, defensive lineman, man, because of this very reason.
Take a wide receiver. I mean, this is what
they do. Every year, man. Oh, man, for me, Moan, Nino, Brown, thank you for everything you do, bro. Appreciate you being out there. I know today was putting in a lot of work, so I hope you get some rest. Rest up. Got a busy day tomorrow. Tell everybody where to find you on Twitter. And get your shout outs real quick.
Oh, dude. Shout out the team. Shout out everybody. Shout out my wife and kids. You know what I mean? Let me just leave them and come here while they're on vacation and get it done. Without her, I probably wouldn't be able to do this. So shout out to my wife. But to the team, I got you being able to help me out while I'm here. You couldn't make it, but you're still in the background getting everything out and stuff. So I appreciate everybody on the team. Bosage, guys like that, Vogel, I can talk to and just bounce things off of while I'm down, and we can just chop it up. Again, like I said before, Michael Anthony, Dynasty Dogs, good dude, and knowledgeable guy. Go follow him on Twitter if you don't. He knows what he's talking about. I got to see Ephraim from Toads to Titles. He's now over the Steelers, covering the Steelers. So it was just nice to see these guys. I want to give them their shout outs. And if you don't follow them, go give them a follow because they are knowledgeable guys as well.
Dope, bro. Dope. Nino Brown, the mayor. Hope you have fun tomorrow, bro. Hope you have fun tomorrow.
I'm gonna go hit the sack, bro, and then get up in the morning and get it all done again.
Say less. Make sure you get that good breakfast, bro.
Oh, you know.
Good breakfast. Hey, from Moon, Nino, CFB Nation, turn on the noties, keep them blocked. Stay tuned for more Senior Bowl coverage. Special shout out to the Senior Bowl. We love you, appreciate you holding us down 3 years straight now. We appreciate you greatly. Jim Nagy, Molly Middleton, and the rest of the team. And also CFB Nation, fastest growing sports media company in the world. Stay connected on Twitter at the CFB Nation on Twitter for all of the updates. And just check out more of the Reese's Senior Bowl 2025. We are outie, my friend. Have fun in Mobile, bro.
I will.
Yes, sir.